Perfect. Perfect.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I posted, but I got a good video for y'all today. So today I'm gonna be doing a mukbang. I got my dinner box from Pizza Hut, and we're just gonna be talking about college today. So yeah, let's get into this video. All right, so I apologize if I'm looking over to the left. My computer is right here with all of the topics that you guys asked me to talk about for my Instagram story yesterday. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is applying for college. So this is for all my high schoolers or people that are just ready to go to college now for whatever reason that may be. I applied to 23 schools my senior year of high school. Why the number 23? I really don't know. I kind of just picked a number and said, let's go. We're going to roll with that. So with that, I made sure that I chose different schools. So a variety of schools where I could be challenged, in schools that I liked based off what I saw on the internet. So my mixture of schools, I kind of broke them down into two categories. So a safe school and a reach school. So my safe schools were all the schools that I pretty much knew I was going to get into. So based on the GPA requirements and the ACT score requirements that I found online, I knew I was going to get into those schools. Those schools are important because you don't want to just apply to all reach schools and it doesn't turn out how you expect, and now you are like, what is going on? Like, I don't even have a school that I could attempt to go to because I got denied from all of them. So with your safe schools, you pretty much know you're going to get in. Make sure that you could see yourself potentially at one of these schools just in case the other schools don't work out. So the reach schools, they're schools where I kind of was on the borderline of like, okay, I meet the requirements, but this is like the minimum. So I'm pretty sure like it's a 50-50 chance I could get in, I could not, based on all the other applicants and what they have going on. You know, you have to take all of that into consideration. And when you do apply for college, you can apply a few different ways. Personally, my favorite one was the Common App, because you basically did one application and you could send them to a whole lot of schools. So you didn't have to sit there and fill out 23 applications for 23 different schools. You just sent one application into many schools. Yes, some schools did require a few other pieces, so like the essay that you have to write, or like some other ACT, SAT, AP scores. Of course, you can send those in if you pass the test and you want college credit. But me personally, I like the test optional schools because yes, my test score, my ACT score was a good score, but my GPA was even better. So if I could, I did apply to test optional schools. So they just looked at my application, my GPA, and made a decision based on that. I know that is not the best route for everyone, but that's what worked for me. All right, so hold on, y'all. This piece of good got me sidetracked. I'm sorry. All right, so the next thing I will be talking about is maintaining a good GPA. So this goes for anybody, high school, college, not too much middle school, because I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it kind of doesn't matter. Colleges don't really look at your middle school, elementary stuff. They mainly focus on high school and specifically up to your junior year. So make your junior year count. So maintaining a good GPA, for me, I made sure that I bought a planner and a calendar. So those two were my essentials for college. So with the planner, when I got the syllabi from all of my professors, I went through and color coordinated the planner. So I had one color for each class, and I had 6 classes my spring semester of my freshman year. And I just wrote down, I wrote down all of the assignments, and on the day that they were due on the calendar at the very front of each month. So that way, when I looked at it, I knew, okay, I have this assignment due this day, this assignment due this day, this exam on this day. And for me, that kept me very organized, because it's easy to get sidetracked or forget when things are due when you're in college, when you have so much going on, you're juggling a lot. So for me personally, with each assignment, I would write it down on the correct due date that it was on the calendar at the front of each month in my planner. And when it got to the specific due date, you know, you flip through and you can make your schedule, plan out what you have to do for that day. I'll put the assignment due date 2 or 3 days earlier. So that way I could know that, okay, I've done my assignment. I can mark it off and say I did it. So I wouldn't have to worry about forgetting about completing an assignment or turning an assignment late, because most of my professors did not accept late work. So if I didn't do it, I just didn't do it, and there was no accepting late work. So it was like, okay, you either do it and get the grade, or you don't do it and that's your GPA essentially. The next thing that I know I have a problem with, and I am trying to improve it so much, is procrastination. Procrastination is not your friend at all. Like in high school, yes, it may have worked, like, okay, I can turn this assignment in at the very last minute. But in college, that can be very stressful when you have a lot going on. So that goes back into what I was saying that I personally did, which was mark my assignments on the calendar on the correct day. But when I planned out my daily schedule, I would put it 2 or 3 days before that it was due. So that way I did not even give myself time to procrastinate, because it was like, okay, no, this is due on Thursday, but I'm gonna tell myself it's due on Monday. So Sunday night, I'm doing this assignment. So I don't even have to worry about, okay, did I do it or not? If it is late, are they gonna accept it? Yes or no? Like, just make sure you stay clear of procrastination and turning in assignments late, because all professors are different, but majority that I have come across at my school, they don't accept late work, and they're just gonna be like, oh, you didn't do it? Okay, well, sucks to you. And okay, mukbangs are not for me. All right, so the next topic that I will be talking about is dealing with stress. So college can be a bit stressful when you have a lot going on. So you're trying to manage your schoolwork, keep a social life. If you're an athlete, you have practices and games, and all that can be a lot. But as long as you use a planner, stay on top of things, you will be a-okay. And yes, I know it's not good to say skip class, but if you have to, skip class. Your mental health is very important. You don't want to burn yourself out and end up in a very bad mental state, because sometimes it can be hard to come out of that if you don't know how to come out of it, and if you don't have the resources to help you come out of it. So you don't want to put yourself in a bind and end up doing something that you would regret later because you were focused on school. Yes, at college you are there to get an education, but sometimes if you need to take a break, take a break. It's nothing wrong with that. All right, so the next topic that I will be talking about is balancing having fun and doing your schoolwork. So yes, college, you can see it in the movies. They make it about partying, join a sorority or fraternity, making friends. Yes, all of that is great, but at the same time, you are in college to get an education. So you have to balance all of that out. And in order to balance it all, you can keep up with that planner and that calendar. Everything relates back to the planner and calendar. So make sure you are tracking all of your assignments, due dates, turning them in on time, because if you know that you want to go to a party that's coming up, but you also have an exam to study for, a homework assignment to turn in, paper to write, make sure you do that stuff first before you go out and have fun. Because going to parties is not going to make you pass your class. Sorry. That's not it. You don't have a class in Partying 101 where you go to parties and that's the grade that you're gonna get based on how many parties you go to. No, it doesn't work like that. So make sure you turn in your assignments, make sure you do all your homework, whatever you have to do before you go to parties, hang out with friends, do whatever you want to do. Just make some time for yourself. Make sure you do your work first, because that's what you are in college for, to get an education. Along with partying, you will make friends. So that is the next topic, making friends, how to make friends. So me personally, I don't speak to people in person first. I would wait until they speak to me first, and then I'm like, hey girl, yes, we can have a whole conversation. But in order to get to that point where I could talk to people face to face in person, I have used social media to connect with people that go to my school. So I use Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. They do have Facebook groups. Me personally, I'm not a Facebook person, but I'm an Instagram and Twitter person. So I type in either my school name or hashtags that my school uses to connect with people that way. Also, some schools may have their own little platform where you can connect with other students that's not necessarily Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all of that. So if your school does have its own platform, make sure you use that, because you can find potential roommates, friends, classmates, anything that you need on there, because students know firsthand. Yes, you can ask faculty and staff, but they may not know everything because they are not a student at the university or college or whatever. Students will be your best friend because they have the inside scoop on everything. Like if you're trying to move off campus, they know the best apartments to stay at. They know everything, like where to get your furniture. If anybody is subleasing, they may know of someone who knows of someone with what you need. So make sure you connect with students at your school or students in the surrounding area that may not necessarily go to your school but go to a different college, because connections take you a long way, like a really long way. You never know. They could know someone in the field that you're interested in, and hey, that's maybe a possible internship, possible job, anything. You never know. So make sure you are connecting with other students that go to your school via social media if you are not a face-to-face contact type person on site. You can use social media, Twitter, Instagram, the Facebook groups, the private school platforms if your school has one. You know, it all comes in handy at the end of the day. Lastly, I will be talking about transferring schools. So just because you picked one school doesn't mean you have to stay there all 4 years when you're coming straight out of high school. It's okay to transfer. Me personally, I'm transferring in the fall. I did complete my first year of college at the University of Tampa, but now I am a University of South Florida Bull. So you can transfer for different reasons. You may not like the campus once you get there and you're like, okay, well, maybe this isn't for me. It's okay to transfer. The pricing, you may be like, okay, well, at first this was a good price, but now tuition goes up every year if you did not know. So it's like, okay, maybe it's not working out for you now, or maybe you're getting a better financial aid package from somewhere else. It's okay to transfer as long as credits that you took at the first school, as long as they are transferable, go ahead. Go ahead. You need to satisfy yourself because you are the one that has to be a student there. You may not perform at your best if you do not want to be there. So if you have to transfer, go ahead and transfer. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, this is going to conclude the video for today. Make sure you guys keep up with me on social media. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Even share this video because you never know who this video is going to help. And with that being said, peace out, you guys. See you guys in my next video.